This is your beloved Minister Austin Smith with ZMR Radio on the Wake Up Call. Wake up. Wake up. It's high time.
We do always rise, giving all the kabod and the kabod to the Most High Yah. There is being Yahushua HaMashiach, truly grateful, thankful, and appreciative for another chance and another opportunity to be before you all, another opportunity to have life, health, and more than a reasonable portion of strength. But most importantly, for a mind to know Him, and even in knowing Him, the desire to know Him even more, a desire to get even a more greater and fonder relationship with the Most High Yah, while I still have life and opportunity set before me. Go ahead and get me Romans chapter 15 and 4. Listen to the book.
For whatever Nikatab before, Nikatab Talamadus.
Come on. What was it written to do?
Talamadus.
Talamadus. And what's that Lamadus? To show us how to do what, Adam? Show us how to be like Yahuah and Yahushua.
So that through endurance and through the Nakumath of the Ketubim, we might have Tikva.
So that way, through endurance and the encouragement that we get through the writings, through the things that were written aforetime, we don't faint. We don't quit. We keep going. We persevere. And we keep striving until we get to that greater point of success. Go ahead and get me Yuchanan chapter 15, 15 and 1. I was considering going a different direction, but preacher kind of said something that kind of made me look back at some of the stuff that we didn't get to talk about the other day on Ukak Shabua. And I'm thankful to the Most High for even the time that He's given us to acknowledge. A lot of times it looks like they're just random events, but these are times and these are, in essence, mile markers. These are mile markers that we go throughout the year. At a certain point, we should reach this point. At a certain point, we should reach this point. And that's the same thing that we have to consider with our Ruach journey, our spiritual journey. At a certain point of us being here, how far are we going? It's no value in me just saying, okay, I'm in the race. Where are you? Am I still at the finish line? Am I still at the starting line? The person that's still at the start, okay, you're in the race, but you might as well not be because you haven't gone nowhere. So that's the thing that we have to consider while we're here, while we still have opportunity, while the word is being given unto us. How far are we going with what we got? Come on. Yuchanan chapter 15 and verse 15 and 1. Listen to the book. They're called the book of John.
I am the Amat vine, and Abi is the vine dresser. He shall remove every branch in me that does not produce pari.
So that's what we got to look at in this journey. Our journey is to do what? Let's see. Get me Barashit chapter 1 and give me 1 and 17. Give me Barashit 1 and 17. Also hold me Barashit chapter 3 and 12. And give me Tahalim 1 and 1. They're called the book of Psalms. Barashit, they're called the book of Genesis. I saw people comment, they asked, if English isn't a sin, why do we put so much stress behind using the Abri words? And the thing is, it's a value to it. It'll take me a little bit of time if I kind of point out some of the examples. But the reality of it is what does it hurt us if we really go back to getting what He gave us? A lot of times what we want is what's comfortable to us. Growth is an uncomfortable thing. Anybody that's going to grow, a lot of times, young man, you grow to a certain point, you'll start to get growth pains in your legs. Now, the reality of it is if I don't want the pain, what can I do? I can stop growing. And that's the reality of it is. You could say, well, what's the difference? Well, let's look at this. At what point am I going to grow? In elementary, I knew so much. But when I got to middle school, it's time for me to learn something different. I'm using what I learned before, and I'm using that to apply it to get an even greater level of knowledge. So that's the thing. So it's not necessarily that the English is the sin, but there's only an elementary amount of knowledge if I only stay there. It's a value to me moving on to perfection. Come on. Barashit 1 and 17. Listen to the book.
And Elohim placed them in the expanse of the Shamayim to give Ahura on the Arats, and to govern over the and over the Layla, and to separate between the Ahura and the Kashak. And Elohim saw that it was two. And there was evening and there was morning, a fourth
It was the fourth day.
Then Elohim said, let the Mayim team with swimmers having a nafash of Kai, and let birds fly above the Arats in the open expanse of Shamayim. And Elohim created the great Yam monsters and all that creeps having a Kai nafash, with which the Mayim swarmed after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. Now Elohim saw that it was two. And Elohim Baraka them saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the mayim in the yam, and let the birds multiply on the arats. And there was evening, and there was morning, a fifth yom. Then Elohim said, let the arats bring forth the nephash of Kai according to their kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the arats after their kind. And it was so.
What verse you at?
Verse 25 now. And Elohim made the beast of the arats after their kind, and the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing on the adumah after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was two. Then Elohim said, let us make Adam in our image, according to our likeness, and let them char over the fish of the yam, and over the birds of the shamayim, and over the cattle, and over all the arats, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the arats. And Elohim created Adam in his own image. In the image of Elohim he created him, male and female he created them.
He created two things based off of a perfect image. And that perfect image was himself. Come on.
And
Matter of fact, that's the same thing that he gives us the opportunity to do through the word. He created a man and a female based off of a perfect image. That's the same thing he gives us the opportunity to do by hearing and understanding the word. He's allowing us the opportunity to create a perfect display based upon what was already given to us that was perfect. And that was through him. That's why whatsoever things are written aforetime was written to teach us, to show us how to be like who? Yahuah and Yahusha, because they're perfect. I only want you to demonstrate what was already made, Tamim, what I've already declared to be good. Come on.
And Elohim barakah them, and Elohim said to them, be fruitful and multiply.
He told them to be fruitful and multiply. Now, how did they come into being creation? I made you. Now, how did I make you? How did I make you? I made you upright according to my form, my fashion. So I made everything that was originally made was made good. And he told it to do what? Be fruitful and multiply. The same thing he told you about when he created the creatures in the sea and those that creep upon their rise. Same thing he told you when he made the trees. And everything that was he made it and it was good. It was in a good estate. And he said, you know what? You're so good, I want more goodness. Now, the only way to do that is to continue to multiply. Now, the reason why, if we jump back over, go ahead and give me that, what I said, 3 and 17, 3 and 12, bar sheet. Make it 3 and 12. Listen.
Adam said, the Ashah whom you gave to be with me.
That's what, 3 and 12?
Yes, sir.
Make it 3 and 8.
They shama the call of Yahuah Elohim, Halak in the Gun, in the cool of the Yum, and Adam and his Ashah hid themselves.
Make it 3 and 3. We'll see if we can squeeze it in. We might have to go a little fast. Listen to the book.
But from the pari of the ox, which is in the middle of the gun, Elohim said, you shall not.
Make it 3 and 1. We'll start from the beginning. Listen.
Now the Nakash was more crafty than any beast of the field, which Elohim had made. And he said to the Ashah, indeed, has Elohim said, that you shall not eat from any ox of the gun. The Ashah said to the Nakash, from the pari of the ox of the gun we may eat. But from the pari of the ox, which is in the middle of the gun, Elohim has said, you shall not eat from it, nor touch it, lest you shall moot. The Nakash said to the Ashah, you surely shall not moot.
Hold me, Abarim chapter 6 and 1. Come on.
For Elohim knows that in the Yom.
And hold me, matter of fact, and hold me, Matthew 3 and 7. Come on.
For Elohim knows that in the Yom you eat from it, your shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing Tub and Rosha.
He said, the serpent tried to tell you, know what, really, what Yahuah knows is the day you eat of it, your eyes going to be open. You're going to know good and evil. That's what Yahuah does. Come on.
When the Ashah saw that the ox was tube for food, and that it was the delight to the and that the ox was desirable to make one kakma, she took from its pari and ate, and she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate.
So she was deceived by the serpent, and she gave it to her husband and said, you know what, here, I ate this, you eat it too. And he took it and he ate it. Come on.
Then the of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed leaves of fig ox together and made for themselves loin coverings. They shama the call of Yahuah Elohim, Halak in the gun, in the cool of the Yum, And Adam and his Ashah hid themselves from the Pani of Elohim, from Yahuah Elohim, in the middle of the ots of the gun. Then Yahuah Elohim Yahweh to Adam and said to him, where are you?
He said, where are you?
He said, I shama your call in the gun, and I was Yara because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, who told you that you were naked? From the ox of which I commanded you not to eat from it, have you eaten? Adam said, the Ashah, whom you gave to be with me, she gave to me from the ox, and I ate. Then Yahuah Elohim said to the Ashah, what is this you have done? And the Ashah said, the Nakash deceived me, and I ate.
She said that he deceived me and I ate.
And Yahuah Elohim said to the Nakash, because you have done this, all are you more than all cattle.
He said, cursed are you above all cattle. And we went over and we the other day we looked at that and we took it over to Yeshayahu chapter 27, talked about how Yahuah was going to make war against the serpents and against his enemies. Come on.
And more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the yamim of your Kai.
And the reason why he came and give you that similitude, what he called him the serpent, because the serpent was crafty. The serpent is what was used to get us off. Come on.
And I shall put enmity between you and the Ashah.
A mutual hatred.
And between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. To the Ashah he said, I shall greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. In pain you shall bring forth Benin. Yet your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you.
And he shall rule over you.
Then to Adam he said, because you have shama to the call of your Ashah, and have eaten from the ox about which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat from it. All is the adumah because of you. In toil you shall eat of it, all the amim of your Kai.
And we looked at that yesterday. Come on.
And thorns and thistles shall grow for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your pani you shall eat lakam, till you return to the adumah, because from it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Now Adam Yahweh the Shem of his Ashah Ka'ur, because she was the aim of all Kai.
What verse you at?
That was verse 20. Yahuah Elohim made garments of skin for Adam and for his Ashah.
Drop down to 23.
And therefore Yahuah Elohim shalak him out from the gun of Adon, to cultivate the Adumah from there which he was taken. So he drove Adam out, and at the east of the gun of Adam he stationed the cherubim and the flaming sword swirling around to guard the rock to the ox of Kai. So last verse.
And see, the thing about that is the reason why, I mean, that's kind of slow starting off, but we're about to pick up speed a little bit. But the thing that we don't realize is how many things happen all in one verse. One of the things that a preacher first gave the ministers to do was to read the whole book. And then the furthest I got as far as just like reading and sitting down aimlessly to read was I stayed in Barashit because there's so much that was entailed all in one book. A lot of times we don't realize how many things tie into one chapter. Even the very first time I preached, we read all of one, all the way to all of three. We could have went a whole lot further, but Yahweh, let's see what all he shows us right here. Go ahead and get me that Abarim chapter 6:1. Aki Chris, you get me Matthew 3:7. And then one of y'all, and then Lee also, you holding me Tahalim 1:1. And one of y'all hold me Yahoo, they call the book of Jeremiah chapter 6:16. Listen to the book.
Therefore, now having left the beginning of the Dabarim of the Mashiach, let us go on to perfection, and shall not return to lay a foundation of repentance from dead works, and of amunah toward Elohim, of teaching of immersions, and of laying on of hands, and of the resurrection of the moot, and of alam mashpat. And this we shall do if the all permits. For
This
all
is going to do if Yahuah see fit. Come on.
for all that shone on them the Arur, and have tasted of the Baraka of the Shamayim, and gave to them partakers of the Ruach HaKadosh, and have tasted the bar of Elohim, and the powers of the age to come, and if they fall back, they refrained from renewing them again to repentance.
So you won't believe it. Everything that was in the gun was what? Everything that was in the gun was good. And he told everything that was in the gun, that was to multiply. So how did Adam and Yahuah get cast out? They weren't good anymore. So they weren't good for nothing. There was nothing that could renew them back to make them good again. So I had to cast you off and get rid of you. Now the benefit that we have is we have all done things that caused us to go contrary, that we should have rightfully been kicked out. But through Yahushua HaMashiach, he's allowed us to be able to be reconciled unto him through the mood of Yahushua. So Adam got cast out, and that was going to yield him what? That was going to yield thorns and thistles and death. All you're going to get was thorns and thistles to the day you die. You're going to work by the sweat of your brow, and then you're going to die at the end of it. Now, the thing is our sin should have yielded us what? Death. Thorns and thistles and death. But guess who he allowed that death to fall on? Yahushua HaMashiach. That's why he went back and preached and tied that over to the 16th chapter of the book of Uyakra, where he was the scapegoat. They pronounced all the kata that we had rightfully done and put it on Yahushua. A man who had never did it, we put all our kata on him and we killed him. Why? Because that's what we should have gotten. Now, only through putting it on him did he allow us to take on life and change what we yielded in our reaping. Come on.
As they come back to crucify for themselves the Ben of Elohim and put him for an example of shame.
Because I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to give another scapegoat. I'm not going to put him back up there again for you to put your sins on him. Come on.
For the Aratz that is drinking the rain that comes upon it abundantly and brings forth 2 herbs for the Abadim by whom it is tilled, receives a baraka from Elohim.
He said to who? Read that again.
For the Aratz that is drinking the rain that comes upon it abundantly.
The Aratz that's drinking the rain that comes upon it abundantly.
And brings forth 2 herbs for the Abadim by whom it is tilled.
That's the only way it was going to happen. You had to get the rain. That's why we went over and we read it in the 55th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu. He talked about it, the Aratz getting the rain. And what did he say it was going to get? He said instead of it getting these thorny trees, it was going to do what? It was going to yield the myrtle, and it was going to yield the pine, I think it was. I think it was the pine and the myrtle. It might not be pine. But the point of it is instead of getting something that was going to yield you thorns and thistles, it was going to get you pari. You were going to get a 2 bots. Come on.
Receives a baraka from Elohim.
And we up a little bit up in the 55th chapter. He told you who was going to do the watering. Yahuah was going to do the watering. Come on. Matter of fact, if you look back over in the 2nd chapter of the book of Barashit, guess what? Before he made man, he told you that the Ma'im had never come upon the alarm yet. So who caused the Ma'im to come up? And then what did he allow it to do? Okay, because you know he was telling you the beginning and the end. He was telling you, guess what? The only way you're going to get the Ma'im is from me. You're going to need me to water you in order for you to grow up, in order for you to grow and take on a tube form. That's the same similitude of why he's giving us the word, so that way you can take on a good form. You can be formed and fashioned by the word. Come on.
But if it brings forth thorns and thistles.
If it do what?
Brings forth thorns and thistles.
So that meant if it doesn't receive the ma'im that comes, it's going to receive what?
Thorns and thistles.
It's going to receive thorns and thistles. And what happens if it yields the thorns and thistles?
It is rejected.
It's rejected. It's cast aside. So when he told Adam it was going to yield him thorns and thistles, what was it? He said it's going to yield you thorns and thistles, but you're going to be here with me.
Rejected.
I rejected you. I rejected that seed. So that's why by necessity we had to get Yahushua. Because the seed of Adam, he was rejected. He was the Ben Elohim, rightfully so. But now you've been rejected. So now we needed another one to come in and show us that he was the true Ben Elohim, and we be attached to him, and now we be accepted. Yeah. Come on.
And near to being all and whose end is to be burned.
And whose end is to do what?
Be burned.
It's to be burned. That's what he's going to do to everybody who yields thorns and thistles. That's not even going to be the end of it. You're going to be burned. That's why we needed to receive the Ma'im so that we can change our state. Matter of fact, go ahead and jump over and get me Yahuah chapter 55 and 12. Yeshayahu chapter 55 and 12. And go ahead and get me Matthew chapter 3 and 7. It don't matter which one go first. Throw it out there when you got it.
I got Yeshayahu.
Go ahead, listen to the book. Yeshayahu, they call the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and 12. Listen.
For you shall go out with Shusha and be led forth by Shalom. The harem and the hills shall break forth into singing before you, and all the ox of the field shall clap their hands.
Now, why would they all be rejoicing? Now, he told you that if you didn't receive the Ma'im, he says you were going to be cursed. You're going to be cursed, and that's how you're going to get your thorns and thistles. Adam and Yahuah, they were cursed based upon what they had done. So it was yielding them thorns and thistles, but now he's telling us about the plants that were going to be rejoicing, going forth with singing and clapping of the hands. Why? Because they received the Ma'im. Come on, let's see what happened.
Instead of the thorn bush, the cypress shall come up.
Instead of the thorn bush, you're going to get cypress. And what else?
And instead of the nettle, the myrtle shall come up.
Exactly. Because the thing that we have to look at is you're either going to get one thing or the other. Everybody the people that's not producing pari, you're not producing pari, but you're producing something. That's why he told you whatever. That's why they say, you reap what you sow. Because you're sowing something. You're sowing some sort of seed. Now, what you get back is based upon what you put out. Yeah. So that's the thing that we have to look at. We might look at it and say, you know what, I want the myrtle. You know what I mean? I want to get good things. What are you sowing? What are you sowing? You have an opportunity to dictate what you get back based upon what you put out. Go ahead and get me that Matthew. They call it the book of Matthew 3 and 7. Listen to the book.
And it was when he saw many of the Parashim and the Sadducees coming for immersion, he said to them, you brood of Nakash, who warned you to flee from the wrath.
What did he call them?
You brood of Nakash.
You brood of Nakash. Matter of fact, get me, if we can squeeze it in, give me Yeshayahu chapter 27 to 27 to 1. We'll go real fast, Yahuah. This is Yeshayahu. They call the book of Isaiah, chapter 27 and verse 1. Let's see why he called them the brood of vipers. Listen.
In that Yahuah shall visit on Lewiatham, the fleeing Nakash, with his fierce and Gadal and mighty sword. On Lewiatham, the twisted Nakash, and he shall kill the monster that is in the Yam. And that a vineyard of wine, sing to it.
That's good. Go ahead and jump back over at that Matthew 3 and 7 again. Listen to the book.
And it was when he saw many of the Parashim and the Sadducees coming for immersion, he said to them, you brood of Nakash.
He said, you brood of vipers.
Who warned you to flee from the wrath who was to come.
Who warned you to do what?
Flee from the wrath who was to come.
Because guess what? Based upon what he just told us in Yeshayahu chapter 27, guess what he's going to do to the Nakash? I'm going to kill him. I'm making war against him. So now when I'm telling you that you're a brood of vipers, you're the same vipers that your fathers were, what did that tell you? What am I taking knowledge of? This man is going to make war against me. Come on.
Therefore, bear pari in keeping with repentance.
He told him to do what?
Bear pari in keeping
Change
with
your
repentance.
state and bear something that caused me to be able to allow you to be reconciled unto me. Because you've been an enemy unto me. I'm telling you, bring forth something to change your state with me. Bring forth something so instead of me making war against you, I can accept you and you don't have to be rejected. You can be protected. Come on.
And do not suppose that you can say to yourselves, we have Abraham as our Abba.
Guess what? You can try to keep going back and say, well, naturally, we go back naturally. No, look at what you yielded. Based upon what it is that you put out, that's going to show me who your father is. You're not going to be able to just claim and say, well, oh, you pulled my blood, I'm Yehudi. No, what are you yielding? And what you're yielding is based upon what are you putting out? What is it what seeds have you sown to allow yourself to be the opposite of an adversary against me, a friend. What is it that you've done to allow yourself to be a friend to me instead of an enemy? Sometimes your words escape you, but you got to keep going. You know why? That's that English. Now, had I had an Abri word for it, I'd have been good. But go ahead and get me, what else I got you hold? Get me Tahalim 1 and 1. Tahalim, they call the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Matter of fact, who holding Yahusha 6:16? That's right. Go ahead and get me that Tahalim. Between this tee and this jacket, I'm so hot. I am sweating so hard. Go ahead. Listen to the book.
Baraka is the Ish who does not halak in the council of the Rosha.
He said Baraka is the Ish that does what?
Not walk in the council of the Rosha. Nor stand in the path of Kataim.
Now, how was it that Adam and Ka'ul were able to get a curse? They walked into the path of the Rosh. He said, Barak is the Ish that does what?
Not halak in the council of the Rosha.
Counsel. How did she go and eat it? She got counsel from who? From the Nakash. I've gotten counsel from somebody that was Rosha. I've gotten counsel from the enemy. So now he's telling us Barak is the Ish that doesn't do that. Barak is the Ish that doesn't stand in the way of the Rosha. Go ahead and give me that Yahusha chapter 6 and 16. Let's see why he told us this.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the book.
Thus says Yahuah,
Thus said Yahuah, the Most High Yah. Come on.
stand by the Darakim
Stand by the way
and see
and see.
and ask
And ask for what?
the ancient paths.
And ask for the ancient path. Once I stand by and I see, I'm able to determine which one is the good way. Which way should I be going after? Which desire should I be fitting? I have an appetite for sin. I have an appetite for Sadiq. Now, which one am I going to yield to? Which one is going to take the full control of me? That's how we ran over there talking about who appetite was their belly, whose God is their flesh, their Elohim is their flesh. Guess why? Because there's a natural desire in you. There's a natural desire for a man to do things that are contrary to the Most High. But the point is, what is it that I yield to? Who do I listen to? Who do I allow to be my true Elohim?
That's right.
Come on.
And ask for the ancient paths.
And ask for the ancient path. Where's the what?
The tube the rock is.
Where's the tube, the rock? I'm looking. He's only coming back for what? For the tube. He asked the tube to do what? Be fruitful and multiply. Continue on to keep doing tube after tube.
That's right.
Jump back over and give me that Tahalim. Matter of fact, go ahead. Keep going a little bit. Let's see. What he told us we'd get if we keep going.
And walk in it.
And walk in it. Mm-hmm.
And you shall find rest for your nefash.
Mm-hmm. So now, when Adam and Yahuah yielded to the Rosha Council, what happened? Toil. They got toil. The work, everything that's going to yield from you is going to be hard work. It's going to be hard and strenuous. Why? Because you went into the Rosha way. You didn't go into the good way, so now there's no way that you could yield a rest. How can you get a rest and you done wrong? It wouldn't make sense. That's why he told you there remained the rest for who? For the people of Elohim. The only way for me to get a rest is for him to be my father, my connection with him. That's the only way I'm going to get it. Because if I sever my relationship with him, what is he going to yield me? Thorns and thistles, and I'm never going to get a rest. It's going to yield me toil. Come on, jump back over at that Tahalim. Where we at? 1 and what?
1 and 1.
1 and 1. Listen to the book.
Baraka is the Ish who does not halak in the council of the Rosha, nor stand in the path of Kataim, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the Torah of Yahuah, and his Torah.
When Yahuah saw the tree, she said it was what? Tube to the eye, one to be desired, one to make one wise. It was pleasant for food. Now, what did he tell you about the desires of this man? What verse is that?
Verse 2.
Read verse 2 again. Listen to the book.
But his delight is the Torah of Yahuah, and in his Torah he meditates Yom and Layla.
So the only way for me to get a baraka is for my desire to be what? My desire's got to be for him. My desire's got to be for that which is tube. Come on.
He shall be like an ox planted by streams of Ma'im, which yield its pari in its season.
Who do what?
Yield its pari in its season.
That's what we all got to look at, right? Well, there was a story they tell you about when Yahusha wanted figs. He walked by what kind of tree? So if it was a fig tree, then rightfully, what should it have been producing? Figs. If Yahuah made me in his image and in his likeness, what should I be yielding? I should be yielding Yahuah. In essence, I should become Yahuah. The things that proceed from me should be the same thing that you would have got from Yahuah. You should be able to see him through me. You ought to be able to see Yahuah and Yahushua based upon what I yield. So now, when he went to the fig tree and the fig tree didn't have the fig, what was he ready to do? I'm ready to curse it because it's not doing what I told it to do. So now we see why when Yahuah came back and he went for Adam, what was he expecting to see? I was expecting to see Pari. I made you and I put things in you. I've given you information prevalent so that you could become like me, but yet you're yielding something different. So now what should I rightfully do to you? Curse him. That's the same. So when we saw Yahusha doing it, it shouldn't have been no amazement to us because we just saw the same thing with the Father. Now what happened? He gave it time. He said, you know what? I'll come back again. And what happened? Still no figs. So what happened? So now this is what we have to look at. How many more times is he going to keep giving us chance after chance, season after season to not bear no pari? At what point is he going to come by us and say, you know what? Depart from me, you curse. You know why? Because I've given you time. Because he told you that what is it about this tree? What is it about this Barak tree, this Barak man?
He shall be like an ox planted by streams of Ma'im.
He should be like an ox planted by the streams of Ma'im. You know what that Ma'im is similar to? We read that back over in the 55th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu. That was the word. That was the same similitude that he gave us with the word. He said it's going to go out and it's going to accomplish what I've put in it to accomplish. The same way that the water goes through and it waters the seed so that the seed can produce, that's the same thing that happened with the word. The word comes upon us so that we could do what? Produce. So now how many times he going to keep giving us the Ma'im and we're not going to produce? And he's going to say, I'm going to keep giving you more and more time. I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and cut you off. Because if you're not yielding pari, then what are you yielding? Thorns and thistles. And that's going to lead us to what? Because everything that yielded thorns and thistles was just for what? It was for the fire. So in order for us to escape the fire, what do we have to do? We got to produce fruit. So this is what we got to look at. Ukak Shabuah has come and it has went, right? Now, what is it that, if we look at let's say Ukak Shabuah was it. He come on back and he say, you know what, I'm taking everybody who got fruit, everybody who got thorns and thistles, cutting them off. Where's that going to put the majority of us at? Cut off. So now, what is it that we had to be minded of? I have to, exactly. We would have went there, but we don't have the time for that. But the purpose is, what we have to do is be ready for the next season. When the next season comes, when my season comes and my opportunity comes for me to show that I've demonstrated pari, when he come back, I got to be able to show I'm available. I'm ripe for the harvest. You can take me. If you desire somebody that live in Sadiq, here I am. He said he wants somebody to live in clean. I don't know all the words. Forgive me. If Dwight was here, I'd have let Dwight perform it, as a matter of fact. But the thing is, that's what, and they made the song saying, here I go, here I go. This is what we have to look at. He's looking for pari. How many of us can truly say, here I go? That's what we got the opportunity to do today. If you weren't ready when Ukak Shabuah came, if you wasn't ready yesterday, guess what you can do today? I can get right everything that I got wrong yesterday. I can use all the wisdom that I got from the experiences that came before time to be able to be better today. I can use the mayim, the teaching that I've gotten, to water me. So that way I can actually produce pari. So that way, next time when he come, you know what I can say? Adam, when he came, Adam went and did what? He went and hid himself. So he's called Adam, where are you? And what did he do? You know why? Because he didn't have no pari ready. So this is what we got an opportunity to do. Next time the man come, what we need to be able to tell him? Here I go. That's my time. How do you? Yes, sir.
You are listening to Dr. Evie.